잠시 후 게임을 시작하겠습니다.
Squid Game Season 3 recap. Season 3 of Squid Game picks up at the exact moment where Season 2 left off. The surviving contestants, battered and traumatized, are escorted back to their quarters. Among them is Gi-hun, limp and unconscious in a coffin in the arms of the guards. His fellow players fear he's dead, but relief sweeps through the room when signs of life emerge. Still, the joy is fleeting. Gi-hun is devastated to learn how many lives were lost, and the room is heavy with grief. That silence is shattered when one player erupts with rage, accusing Gi-hun of being no different from the people responsible for the executions. Unseen from above, the frontman watches it all unfold, his expression unreadable. Off the island, Detective Jun-ho remains determined to expose the truth. He and his team continue to track the secret of game, but unknown to them, Captain Park, Jun-ho's own superior, has betrayed them. In league with the frontman, Park's job is to steer the investigation away from the island's true location. His deception remains cleverly hidden. Back inside the game facility, the players are summoned to vote once more. The question is the same: continue the game or end it now? After intense debate, the majority choose to move forward. That night, Jun-ho is approached by Mr. Choi, who accuses Captain Park of murdering the drone technician responsible for their surveillance. Though initially skeptical, Jun-ho can't ignore the growing suspicion. He and Choi agree to launch another mission at first light. At dawn, the next game is introduced. A machine randomly divides the players into two teams, red and blue, using color-coded balls. Gi-hun is assigned to the red team. The game is a deadly twist on hide-and-seek. The blue team will hide while the red team hunts. Each red team member must eliminate at least one blue team player to survive. They are handed knives. The blue team, unarmed, is given keys that open select safe rooms and find the exit. Some doors require multiple keys. Players are also given 30 minutes to swap teams, but only through mutual agreement. Amid the chaos, alliances shift. A couple, Kim Jun-hee and Lee Myung-gi, opt to change teams to protect each other. Jun-hee is visibly pregnant, raising the stakes of every decision. Concurrently, Young-sik takes his mother's knife, vowing to protect her since she refuses to kill. Even inside the walls, desperation and love twist the rules of survival. Elsewhere, within a secret underground clinic used for harvesting organs from injured players, a masked guard named No Oul reveals her true intentions. She's been working against the system all along. She rescues a critically injured player, Park Gyung-seok, disguising him as a guard, and executes the corrupt medical team to cover their escape. The hunt begins. The blue team rushes to hide in panic. Soon after, the red team is unleashed, knives in hand. Gi-hun zeroes in on Kang Dae-ho, someone he once trusted, now blamed for the breakdown of their previous rebellion. Their confrontation ends in a brutal fight, with Gi-hun narrowly walking away victorious. Meanwhile, Jun-hee suddenly goes into labor mid-game. Her partner, Hyun-ju, and an older player named Jung-jae assist her through the excruciating birth. In the process, Jun-hee injures her ankle, barely able to move. But joy turns to heartbreak when Hyun-ju is killed by Lee Myung-gi, who believes he is protecting Jun-hee and her child. Devastated, Jun-hee flees with her baby and Jung-jae. When Young-sik finds them, intending to kill Jun-hee, his own mother intervenes, stabbing him to protect the newborn. By the end of the game, the blue team has been decimated. Only a few remain. In the control room, administrators discover that the black market organ operation has been dismantled. A manhunt begins to find the traitor. At that moment, No Yul confronts the head of security and demands a boat for herself and Park Gyung-seok. She threatens to expose the game if they're not allowed to leave. Reluctantly, her demand is granted. On the mainland, Jun-ho uncovers the island's true location. He realizes it's the same place his brother once shot him, confirming his worst suspicion. In-ho, his brother, is the frontman. Still, Captain Park attempts to mislead them, hoping to derail the mission. Back on the island, Young-sik's mother quietly pleads with Gi-hun to look after Jun-hee and her child. At first he refuses, wounded emotionally and mentally, but her desperation breaks through his resolve. The next morning she is found dead, having taken her own life. The following game raises the stakes even higher. Players must cross a narrow, elevated bridge with a spinning jump rope, trying to knock them down in a deadly gap in the center. Gi-hun leads the way, carrying the newborn in his arms. Jun-hee, too weak to walk, stats behind. Before the time runs out, she begs Gi-hun to protect her child, then steps off the platform to her death. Only 8 players and the baby survive. The VIPs watching from above begin a disturbing debate. Should the baby be counted as a contestant? They ultimately decide yes, citing increased engagement. The announcement sparks outrage among the players, but they are helpless to stop it. Later, the remaining contestants are cleaned up and treated to a lavish final meal. An unsettling calm before the final storm. Meanwhile, Mr. Choi is arrested for breaking into Captain Park's home. He tells the officers about Squid Game, but no one believes him. A call alerts Captain Park to the breach. Realizing he's been exposed, Park kills the entire crew. Just as he prepares to finish the last wounded crew member, Jun-ho, already informed by Mr. Choi, arrives and kills him, ending the betrayal. Back on the island, the players are gathered once again. They're told the final game awaits and the prize will be split among the survivors. Most assume the game will be easy and vote to continue. No-ul and Park Gyung-seok are given a boat to flee. But just as they're about to escape, the head of security threatens Gyung-seok's young daughter, who is dying of cancer. No-ul makes a gut-wrenching decision. She forces Gyung-seok to leave alone and returns to the compound. Guards catch up with Gyung-seok, but just before he's executed, Jun-ho and his partner arrive, guns blazing. They rescue him. Simultaneously, No-ul infiltrates the inner compound. She knows every corridor. She makes her way to the head of security and kills him in a violent, desperate fight. The final game begins. The remaining players and the baby are transported to a high stone platforms far above the ground. The rules are simple and cruel. For the group to advance, someone must die each round. Initially, the group nearly agrees to throw the baby off. Gi-hun refuses. A heated argument follows. Eventually, they decide to eliminate the weakest player, Min-soo. As they move forward, alliances fracture. At one point, a plan is made to separate Gi-hun from the child and eliminate the baby. Gi-hun defends them both, killing another player in the chaos. That's when Lee Myung-gi drops a bombshell. He is the baby's biological father. The group splinters again. Ultimately, only Gi-hun, Myung-gi, and the baby remain. Before activating the final platform, Myung-gi demands the baby be handed over. Knowing delay means death for all three, Gi-hun reluctantly agrees. But before the button is pressed, the two men break into a brutal fight. Exhausted, bloody, and determined, Gi-hun kills Myung-gi. He turns to activate the console, only to discover the final round hasn't yet begun. One person must still die. Faced with a final, unthinkable choice, kill the baby and claim the prize or sacrifice himself, Gi-hun presses the button and steps off the edge. The baby lives. The game ends. In the control room, alarms blare. Authorities are on their way. The island begins to self-destruct. Jun-ho, already inside, rushes through the collapsing facility. The frontman, In-ho, escapes on a ship with the child in his arms. 6 months later, In-ho appears at Gi-hun's daughter's home in the United States. He delivers a package, Gi-hun's uniform, and an ATM with a large sum of money, just as Gi-hun had asked. Then Jun-ho's home is visited, leaving the baby with him along with another envelope and a card loaded with funds. In the final scene, we see In-ho in America, watching as a young man plays Dojaki, the same children's game that began this entire nightmare. The cycle, it seems, is far from over. If you love this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into your favorite shows.